All right. So I want to cover real quick, and this is the first time I ever done this. I'm about to cover this fight, and I haven't even watched the whole fight. I feel like I don't need to. Samiko, now my prediction came true. Exactly what I said was going to happen. It sounds like, and from the clips that I've seen, that's what happened. Inaba went in there and became a punching bag. I saw the highlights, and lo and behold, I saw Samiko getting teed off on as soon as the fight starts. Now let me talk about that moment as soon as the fight started. The referee says fight, and here comes Samiko Inaba in a straight line, just bum rushing forward. Girl, what exactly did you think? What did you expect to happen in that moment? I didn't expect Inaba to do that. I expected her to be patient and as calculated as possible. The last thing you need to do is go in there charging in a straight line towards Dakota Ditcheva. What in the world? Exactly what kind of game plan did she go in there with when you start off a fight like that, going in a straight line towards Dakota Ditcheva? Nope, no head movement. She didn't come in there bobbing and weaving and ducking. And even if you're going to go, okay, if you're going to go in a straight line, if you're going to bum rush Dakota Ditcheva, I expect to see some head movement. Okay? I expect to see some Joe Frazier, some dipping down, because you know it's coming your way. Straight teep kicks, hard punches, straight to your face, Inaba. I said in my prediction video that Samiko is too easy to hit. She's so easy to hit. And what did she do? She goes straight in there as soon as the fight starts with her head right there on center line, straight up in the air, and her feet moving forward. Yes, she threw a little flurry as soon as the fight started, but you knew that wasn't going to land. You're not going to just go in a straight line right after Dakota and throw some punches and land them. She made herself a target start to finish, and I hadn't even watched the fight. The only thing I've done is read people's tape and looked at the highlights. So, I a little disappointed with Samiko. I was hoping that she kind of proved me wrong with the mismatch, because if you look at my prediction video, I wrote mismatch on the thumbnail because I had a strong feeling that this would happen, that this would be a mismatch. She go in there. The only thing that didn't happen was she didn't get stopped. The 3 rounds, she went in there, lost every round, and was just a punching bag. Some of the highlights that I seen were kind of brutal. The moments up against the cage, Samiko, she tried to get some close range shots off, and hats off to her. It looked like, she had some success landing some shots in close quarters. But she got punished in the clinch. She got punished in the clinch as well. Just straight up punished. And look at the photo. Look at it. That's Inaba. That is Samiko Inaba for you. That girl stands there with her head straight up in the air. She don't take the sting off shots by leaning back. She don't roll with the punches. She don't dip and dive and so the shots graze her. No. She eats shots full force. She wants to taste them shots. And she does. And she did once again. She lucky she didn't get knocked out. And this was a rusty Dakota. Now, like I said, I haven't watched the fight, but based on the fact that this went 3 rounds, and based on the fact, she didn't get the stoppage, that sounds like a rusty Dakota to me. You getting battered, pillar to post, from start to finish, and Dakota didn't get a stoppage. That sounds like a combination of 2 things. A rock solid chin for Inaba, and I will give that to her. I believe Samiko can take a lot of damage. She is extremely durable. But on top of that, girl, you're still just a person. You're still just a human. But on top of that, I suspect Dakota was a little rusty. She's a little rusty. You know, for her to come out and go public with how frustrated she was at her inactivity, I'm going to assume that she was a little rusty in there. Those of you who saw the fight, you let me know. But the punishment that I assumed would happen, happened. I watched the highlight. That knee to the face when they were up against the cage, stuff like that it don't have to happen. You know, all of you fighters, when you're in a clinch with Dakota, you know what's going to happen. So why don't y'all defend against that? This is another moment. This is actually a different moment in the clinches. And good, again, shout out to Dakota. She sounds like she gave it her all. Tried to get some little dirty boxing in, some close range shots. Sounded like she went for it, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And another good thing, Samiko herself is early in her MMA career. She could go on to be a highly respected fighter, and her success is going to make Dakota's victory over her look that much more impressive. Just like Floyd's victory over Saul Alvarez aged well, because Alvarez went on to be a dominant fighter, and people look back at it and say, wow, Floyd Mayweather was really something to have made him look like nothing. And even though Samiko was not stopped, and looking at the photos, looking at their faces, where after the fight it looked like Dakota could have went and took photos, could have had a little photo. Look at her face here. Does she even have a scratch? I think I might see something right here, maybe a little nick. But she did not hardly get touched, and I figured that's exactly what would happen. Dakota Ditcheva depends heavily defensively on her foot movement. She does keep her hands up. That girl avoids shots very well. I'm talking about Dakota Ditcheva. I like the way she backs up, keeps her eyes on her opponents, uses lateral movement, uses her feet, and repositions herself, resets, and goes straight back to business. Feet all in your face, fists all in your mouth. And now, also, she resigned, she re-signed with the PFL. From what I understand, she has a multi-fight deal with them. So again, don't expect her to be in the UFC anytime soon, which is fine. Like I said, which is fine. But I suspect that she might have an underwhelming career. This might amount to her just having an underwhelming career where she doesn't fight anyone that's really noteworthy outside of, Taylor Santos, Samiko Inaba, and maybe the likes of Liz Carmouche. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Rather, the competition goes to the PFL, or rather, she goes to the UFC. And, and that's on the UFC. UFC deserves some pushback. This girl could have left the PFL and went to the UFC, just like Kayla Harrison did. But you know what? That UFC money is not competitive. Y'all are so pathetic. And you would think that the UFC would at least pull out the checkbook for a fighter like this, especially with the female division. Look, Dana White, Mick Maynard, y'all's females division, I'm talking about all three of them, they're not looking too good. Let's just keep it a buck. They're not looking too good. They have looked much better at several points in the past than they look now. In my opinion, they need all the help they could get over there in the UFC. If I were in charge, I would have pulled out that checkbook at least for Dakota Ditcheva. At the very least, UFC is losing a lot of their star fighters. John Jones is as good as gone, if you ask me. And I'm talking about the men as well. I believe UFC in general is on a downslide. And they fail once again to pick up a fighter who is tough as nails. Yeah, Dakota's, her strikes, like I said, you got to worry about everything that's coming at you. And that can be frustrating. You got to worry about the jabs. You got to worry about the kicks, the elbows, the knees, everything that's coming at you. Most girls can't deal with it. Another way to describe it is, she fights a lot like a dude. She makes everything count. And what I also mean by that is she lets her shots go. She's not hesitant or reluctant. She don't spend much time sitting there looking at you, throwing feints, scared to get hit. I'm telling you, that produces a lot of downtime for the females. And we know it goes through their minds, at least some of them. Not the case with Dakota. So your loss, UFC. Your loss. Here you got a fighter who clearly wants to be more active and wants to fight tough competition, and you're losing out to PFL. I don't want to hear Dana White talking down on PFL no more. You need to put a stop to that right now, Dana. No more of that nonsense. Somebody said Dana needs to pull out the checkbook. Best female fighter on the planet right now. Has potential to become a huge star. Sign her by any means possible. I believe this statement is co-signed by a lot of people. A lot of people feel like she's the best flyweight on the planet. Now, that cannot be said with the likes of Shevchenko still in the mix. I'm like, let's find out. Let's find out, man. I want to see Dakota against the Shevchenkos, against the UFC caliber fighters. That's what I want to see. And we're not going to see it. We're not going to see it all because UFC is cheap. You underpay your fighters. You got a bunch of greedy pigs over there in the UFC. You're not even as generous as a PFL. I don't want to hear UFC bragging anymore about, I don't care that y'all get the most talented fight. I don't care. Because many of the talented, skilled fighters are not in the UFC. Okay? And just because y'all have a higher number of quality fighters, I don't care. I don't care about your popularity or none of that nonsense. When you got a fighter of this caliber over there and people talking about her as the best flyweight in the world, knowing full well that you currently have in your flyweight division Valentina Shevchenko, and you ain't going to the negotiating table, and he hasn't even spoken on the possibility of picking her up. Shame on the UFC. Y'all are pathetic. Y'all are pathetic. And I just wanted to get that out there. I had to rant against it. Y'all are pathetic, man. Okay? And I hope that the popularity of the PFL starts to rival that of the UFC. Because if the fight, if Liz Carmouche is matched up against Dakota Ditcheva, I'm watching that fight. I'm watching that fight. As a matter of fact, I hope that I'm excited for all of her future fights. As long as she don't go in there and get dusted off, get smoked. Like I said, I get behind dominant fighters. I want to see that. I want to see that. Are you a great fighter? You think you're a great fighter, an all-time great? Okay, let me see it. Let me see everything unfold. So, yeah, this is my first time ever doing this. I gave my review on a fight without even watching the whole fight, and I don't care. I know Samiko went in there and became a punching bag. Just something for Dakota to shake off the rust on. No disrespect to Samiko Inaba. I enjoy watching her work. Now, check this out. Check this out. And y'all remember my prediction video. In my prediction video, I said Samiko Inaba has a chance. You can go back and listen. I said she has a chance. And it has to be in the first round, and she has to land a lucky shot. She got to land some type of miracle shot on Dakota in the first round. Now listen to what Samiko said. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think I can show that. So I'm going to have to give you the audio. I'm going to give you the audio only. They're real funny about showing their videos. Listen to this. Wait a minute.
She's definitely underestimating how hard I actually hit. I think most girls do.
Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
I'm happy to have a striking match with her, but I feel like she'll be another one that's diving for the legs very soon.
When the door closes, the switch flips, and I become Lady Samurai.
It's all over! Just like that!
As soon as I get in there, it's going to be full force, so probably in a round. Enjoy it, don't blink.
I like being the underdog. I have nothing to lose for this. I have everything to prove. This is my opportunity to show the world what I'm made of. I'm hoping to get that one that lands, and it lands hard. And
See what I tell you. She was thinking the same thing. She said herself, I'm hoping to get that one that lands. She went in there knowing full well, I got to land a lucky shot. I just got to land something that gets her in trouble. Samiko did not go in there with the mindset of, I'm about to go in there and outclass this girl. I'm going to show her that she is not on my league, that I'm more skilled than her. She knew better than that. She went in there saying, look, I got to land something lucky. And like I said, she had to land something lucky early when she is fully energized. That did not happen. So I'm happy that, she was able to keep her O. And we'll see where things go from here. And I want to emphasize the caliber of Crispy, Carly, Judice. Another thing that makes her a good fighter is her stamina. I can't believe I didn't point this out in the first video. She still got knockout power even in the third round. And look at this girl. Look at her right here. This girl is slumped. Like she just got chinned or something. But most girls lose their KO power by the third round. Rose is a big one. I've talked about her several times. When she gets a knockout, Rose, it's almost always in the very first round. I don't even think she's ever had a knockout or a TKO in the second or past the first round. Carly Crispy still has a snap. In the third round, her shots are still crisp. And they still got power. I'm not going to underestimate that. I can't look past that. I've been saying this for years, that with the females, those who got the knockout power seem to only have it in the first round. But Carly seems to know how to pace herself on top of having a good gas tank. And her activity level, it seems above average. She stays busy in there. She stays busy. She's always letting off shots. Boom, 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 boom. Reminds me of Dakota. Okay? Very fluid. I believe this is a fighter that girls are going to have to prepare for. You know, this is a big fight for you, whoever you are. If you're matched up against Crispy, you better understand this ain't no fight for you to make yourself look good or nothing like that. And those who, I got a comment, somebody said, no, she's not that good. She just had a poor opponent. I don't believe that either. She lost, I'm talking about Crispy. Crispy lost a split decision to Gabriela Fernandez. Gabriela Fernandez is another underrated fighter. Gabriela is the one who outstruck Wayne Kong. I know people want to forget that. I know people want to believe something else. Wayne Kong, when she fights, she looks good. The speed, it's there. Wait a minute. But I need everybody to take that knowledge of how formidable Wayne Kong's offense is and add on to it the fact that she got outstruck. Outstruck and knocked out. Come on, man. I'm talking about Wayne Kong now. That wasn't no lucky shot. That was not a fight where Gabriela was getting punished until she landed a lucky shot. No, it was not. She was catching Wayne Kong the whole fight. She outstruck Wayne Kong. So that is not a split decision loss to Gabriela Fernandez. Does not make Carly look bad. That is not a strike against her image or reputation. And like Crispy, isn't Gabriela fairly early in her MMA career? Let's double check. Before I get out here and sound stupid again. Okay, let's give it a minute. It's doing something. Gabriela Fernandez, no, she's 31. She's 31. So she's not an extremely old head, but she is, she's 10-3. She could very well fight for another 9 years. Let's give Gabriela another 9 years. So we don't know, right? We don't know. She could go undefeated and have an 8-fight win streak, and then you'll look back and remember that she only defeated Crispy by split decision. Okay? So, yeah. And another thing, don't forget, because we don't know how long this is going to last, but she's off to a good start. She currently, talking about Crispy now, has a 100% stoppage ratio. Every fight she's won by TKO or KO. You can't say that about very many female fighters, no matter how big or small their record is. That's very, very rare. I was talking about how Karine Silva's record is rare, but her record is mostly submissions, right? And I think she's got maybe a 1 or 2 TKOs in there. But for a female to have a record like this, yeah, 1, 2 more fights, 3 more fights that she wins by stoppage, y'all gonna have to pay attention to this chick. And look at her amateur career. 2 more knockouts. We're looking at possibly a knockout artist. A knockout artist. Can we say that about many females? Regardless of their division? No, we can't. So, if we got a potential knockout artist in the makings, you got my attention. For whatever reason, people not paying much attention to Carly. I think it's because of how she looks. You know, she looks kind of regular. You know, she don't really look like a fighter. Sort of like Dakota. One of them fighters who don't really look like they should be fighting. They just don't have that fighter look. Man, y'all better stop playing. Crispy will mess you up with those shots. Her jabs, those are serious jabs with serious snap and pop. Those combinations, she puts together dangerous combinations that most girls really can't deal with. Okay? I'm taking her over the majority of fighters that she's going to be matched up with. I believe the path to victory for her is to get her down. You're going to have to maul her. Who are the maulers? Who are the wrestlers and grapplers? I'm about to take a look at it now. Y'all going to have to get on your game. You get matched up against Crispy, y'all need to throw the thought of outstriking her out the window. You better try to maul her, and if that don't work, then you go to your little striking. But man, good luck to you. If you're forced to strike against this broad, good luck to you. Okay? Not saying that because she gets hit. Crispy gets hit. She got hit last night by that girl. The girl that she punished. She gets hit, but she ain't been knocked out yet. And y'all still got a problem on your hands. Now look, here's the thing. There's not that many serious wrestlers and grapplers. Even with Karine Silva, like her ability to get you down it's not that formidable. She's not like a Carla Esparza. She's not like a Sarah McMahon, somebody who's basically guaranteed to get you down if they're in there with you. Okay? I can see Miranda Maverick turning into a wrestler if she's matched up against Crispy. You better do that. Better do that. And same for the rest of them, especially Tracy Cortez. She'll probably never be matched up against Rose Namajunas. Okay? But I'm going to say that if Eduardo Mora can make a no gas tank Eduardo Mora. Could you imagine Eduardo Mora in there against Crispy in the third round with as tired as Mora gets? Could you see Mora taking those breaks where she just got to walk away from her opponent to catch her breath? Yeah, compare those gas tanks. If she was unable to put Crispy away early, then she would be a punching bag by the second and third round. Okay, so it's good to see upcoming talent. Yeah, and remember that girl she knocked out? It was I think it got Performance of the Night or something like that, where she kicked her in the face. It looked like she kicked her right on the bridge of the nose too. Stretched her. I think, who was that? Let me go back to her. Kicked her right here. Judice Dubin. Stretched her. Is she in the UFC? Is still in the UFC? I believe she's on that was her only loss. Wow. So Carly gave her her very first loss of her career, even amateur. Y'all better take notes, man. Don't sleep on her. I know she looks, she don't look the part, but look, you better focus on her record. Focus on her feet and her knuckles, because that don't lie. I'm not gonna come down on her too hard for a record like this. Let me check out this chick. Okay, this Ernesta, another fighter who defeated Crispy, don't look like no pushover herself, and she currently is in the UFC as well. So yeah, hopefully they can keep up the good work and give me something that I'll be willing to pay for. right? And continue my ESPN subscription for. I'll leave it there.